welcome back to the Embrace the Journey podcast. My name is Ian Nottage. I am your host today. And today I have such a great topic because people like, all right, whenever you don't meal prep, people typically fall off track because they don't know what to do when they go and eat in the real world. So today we are going to talk about how to eat on the go and still stay on track. So I am currently renovating a house right now. I have to go travel to it's like 20 minutes away, and sometimes I will forget to meal prep, and I have to eat while I'm going out, and I don't have time to meal prep because I'm gonna be at the house working for 6 to 8 hours. So all day I am nowhere near food or meal prepped food or my kitchen, and I do not have time to basically eat good meals. So I'm gonna give you I wrote it down, my 5 tips, my framework I think of every time I need to eat off meal plan basically and I do not have meal prep. So let's go through it. Ready? If you aren't meal prepping, it's all right. So number one, the first thing that goes through my head is eating 7 to 12 grams of protein per 100 calories. So when I go to eat food, you better believe I'm reading that nutrition label. And if the food I'm eating is not 7 to 12 grams of protein per 100 calories, I am most likely not going to eat it because that is just going to totally screw up my protein and calories for the day, and I'm not going to be able to play catch up later. So that is a mandatory must. When I pick foods, it has to be 7 to 12 grams of protein per 100 calories. And this is where I see a lot of people go wrong because what they do is they go to McDonald's or fast food and all this crap, and they think, oh, it has 30 grams of protein, that's enough. But the burger was 1,000 calories. That is not good, okay? Yes, it has good 30 grams of protein is not bad, but 1,000 calories for it, not good. So that's the first thing that goes through my head. Now, my second tip, I always or typically will have a pre-made protein shake with my meals. So let's say I have a sandwich and it is right at that 7 grams of protein per 100 calories or a little bit lower. What I'll do is I'll incorporate a pre-made protein shake with each meal so I can bump that protein up and it bumps my protein per 100 calories from like 7 to upwards of like 12 or even higher, which is perfect. So having a pre-made protein shake with every meal that you eat out. So if you're going to get food somewhere, you throw in a protein shake. If you're going to buy at the grocery store, you buy a protein shake. They're accessible everywhere. Every gas station has it, every grocery store has it. You can get it wherever. Fairlife, Premier Protein. There's a lot. Shamrock Farms makes one that's really good. They're 30 grams of protein. Just freaking pound it. It's worth it. All right. So that's my second one. Third framework. This I have always done. I did 2 bodybuilding shows while working at Chick-fil-A. Okay. I did it, and I had to eat out a ton because I was working 12 to 15-hour shifts as a manager, and I had to get in bodybuilding shape, which I got really lean, and I was eating very minimal calories. And how did I do that? Well, I chose to eat at chain restaurants because it makes it easy for tracking food. Chain restaurants will always have the macro breakdown of everything. Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, Subway, Panda Express. All of these chain fast food restaurants are going to have macro breakdowns. Now, when you get into like other ones, like maybe like Red Robin or, sit down restaurants, chain restaurants will also have the macros of their food because they have set portion sizes because they're trying to make a profit. So everything is weighed out and set out in single serving packages and things like that. So then they know they're giving a specific amount of portion size for specific meals so they can make the most profit. So their macro breakdown is actually really, really good. When you get into mom and pops places or things that aren't chain restaurants, people are just making sandwiches or whatever, they're going to use some people use more mayonnaise or more sauce or more oils or whatever, and it's not going to be completely accurate. So eating at chain restaurants is very easy. However, you have to follow the framework of the 7 to 12 grams of protein per 100 calories, and you have to learn how to read a nutrition label. If you are not looking up the food you're going to eat and read a nutrition label, you do not want to lose weight. That is it. And I'm sorry to say that. But if you're trying to lose weight, but you are not willing to read a nutrition label, you don't want to lose weight bad enough. Because that's just like me saying, hey, I want you to save $1 million. However, you cannot tell me, you don't know how much you're saving every single week, and you don't know what your salary is, but I want you to let me know when you save $1 million. You don't have enough data. How are you supposed to know how much you're saving or how fast you can save $1 million if you don't know how much you're putting away and you don't know how much you're making? It's called budgeting. Everyone views budgeting financially a good thing, but then they say budgeting for food is unhealthy. No, being unhealthy is putting on an absurd amount of fat mass. That's unhealthy through poor choices and not understanding how much you're eating. The average American consumes 3,500 calories a day, and they get less than 20 to 15 minutes of exercise every day. That's unhealthy. So we need to normalize tracking food or looking at or reading nutrition labels is a healthy thing because you are doing that so you know, like, so you can set yourself up for the future. Okay? That is my belief. If you're not willing to do that, you are not willing to want to lose weight or build muscle or do whatever. So you can't get upset for the results you're not seeing when you're not putting in the work that needs to get put in. That's it. I think I worded that right. Whatever. All right, next one. Number 4. Buy single serving packaged items. Go get a sushi. Publix has great sushi. You can buy sushi and it has the macro breakdown. It's a single serving. Go buy a single bag of Quest protein chips. Go buy a single buffalo chicken wrap, sandwich, whatever it is, but a single serving package item with a protein bar or a side like a small bag of like rice chips or pretzels or whatever else, but single serving package sizes, single serving beef jerky, whatever it is, so you do not overeat it. If you buy a big bag of potato chips, you're like, I'm only going to have one serving. It's only 140 calories. I can have one. You are going to eat half the bag and count it as one serving, even though it was actually probably 3 or 4. So instead of tracking 4, 5, 600 calories from chips, you tracked 100 and you're wondering why you're not losing weight. Single serving packaged items prevent you from overeating calories, which is a great thing. That's why you need to lose fat because you are not good at serving sizes and you overeat calories. But at least we know what the problem is, which is a good thing because now we know how to fix it. And if you own up to it and you know how to fix it, now we can start seeing results. All right? Number 5, the last one. This is one of my favorites. It's super easy. It's like anybody can do this. Go to this grocery store and get deli meat and make sandwiches. Sandwiches are fantastic meals. You can put veggies on them. You can have a side of strawberries with it. Bread, grains are really good for you. You can get lean meats, chicken, roast beef can be lean, turkey. Then you can get reduced fat cheese. Throw on some low calorie sauces, throw on topping. Like a sandwich is such an easy way to load up on protein as long as you get enough deli meat and keep those calories in check. Okay. Subs, sandwiches, I don't care. Just make sure you read the nutrition label. Okay. And that is my framework. When I have to eat on the go, that's what I follow. That is exactly how I decide what I'm going to eat. And that has allowed me to do a bodybuilding show working at Chick-fil-A. I was a fast food manager. That has allowed me to still hit my protein and calorie goal, even though I go work at my renovation house for 6 to 8 hours and I forgot to meal prep because I'm lazy and I just messed up. But I do not fall off track. I just pivot and I learn how to make no excuses and hit those goals. So I hope this helped. I know this was a quick and short one, pretty easy for you guys to listen to. Hope you guys are listening to this while you're doing cardio, going for a walk. But I hope you got your notes out, wrote these down, because these are really, really good. It's a really simple framework to follow when you're struggling with going out to eat. Now, do not use this framework every single day. Be proactive. I challenge you to cook once a week. Practice cooking in the kitchen. Practice making your own meals. Yes, at first you may suck, and it's all right. The food might be the worst thing in the world. However, over time, you're going to get really good to the point where you look forward more to your meals than eating out. When I started cooking, I couldn't cook to save my life. I would destroy pans. I would throw out so many. I would make the eggs, it would just turn into like I don't even, it was just, I would get so mad because my eggs would be so horrible and I'd ruin pans and they would cook so bad. It just was horrible. Now that I've spent years and years of practicing of cooking at least once or twice a week, meal prepping, cooking breakfast, cooking dinners, Now it's like second nature, and my food tastes good. But you have to practice. It's a skill, and it takes time to learn that skill. But I highly recommend it because if it is such an important skill for people to have in order to stay healthy, unless you're just rich enough to be able to have a personal chef and they make all of it for you. If that's the case, by all means, you have no excuse. Like, pay for it, whatever. But if you have to cook yourself, like me, practice once a week. And if you guys don't know this, every Sunday, 5 p.m. CST on TikTok Live, I meal prep. So you guys can come join me, ask me questions, and have a great time. And I do a new recipe every single week. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Remember, embrace the journey, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.